Hi guys, I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Today's video is about how to get better sleep, so let's do this thing. I personally have struggled with my sleeping habits for quite a long time for a variety of different reasons. If you are struggling with your sleeping habits, I hope you find these tips helpful. I am not a doctor, but I do feel like I have quite a bit of insight on how to get better sleep. We have a guest. Look, we have a guest. This is Meredith. Anyways, my first tip is to look at what you are doing throughout the day. Think about what activities you are engaging in throughout the day. Are you someone who just sits around watching TV, watching movies, or like me, watches Netflix? Are you someone who tends to sit at a computer and do work or do homework? Because if you are, that can contribute to you not being physically tired enough when you go to bed at night. So it is important that you are getting a decent amount of exercise throughout the day. It could be as little as just taking your dog for a walk a few times a day. That personally is something that I like to do. I do have a dog, so I walk him at least 4 times a day. That helps me to get my own exercise in as well as his. So it is kind of a win-win. It helps to tire you out a little bit so that you're really tired by the time you go to bed at night. Another thing is, where are you spending most of your day? If you are someone who spends a lot of your day in bed, you can be confusing your brain into thinking that the bed is not where you go to sleep. Because if you spend most of the time in your bed awake doing work, then it's not going to think that that's where you go to sleep. And so when you actually do need to go to sleep, it's going to be kind of confused, like, we shouldn't be here right now. I do have a TV in my bedroom, but if you are really struggling, I would suggest not keeping a TV in your bedroom for this exact reason. Also, try not to do any of your work or homework. If you do have work to do, try and do it at a desk or in an office. Even on the couch in the living room or something is going to be better than doing it all in your bed. Another huge thing is to take a look at your diet. What are you eating every single day? If you are eating a bunch of junk food, it's probably going to take your body a lot more energy to digest that food, and it's not going to give you energy in return. So just like your doctor tells you, try and eat a lot of leafy greens, food with protein that can give you energy throughout the day, and then when you go to bed at night, your body is properly nourished and ready to go to sleep. Before you go to bed at night, try engaging in some relaxing activities. For some people, that could be doing 15 minutes of yoga, or you could also read a book. You could take a hot, relaxing bubble bath. Just do something that is relaxing and not too mentally stimulating. Along with this, try and drink a cup of hot tea before bed, preferably chamomile or something with lavender, something that's going to make you feel sleepy from the inside. Next is to try and disengage yourself from electronics. It's very easy nowadays to spend those minutes before you go to sleep at night scrolling through your phone, on social media, or what have you. And this can be more detrimental to your sleep than you think it is. Just the bright light in itself can tell your brain that it's still daytime, so the bright light on your phone can contribute to you not being able to fall asleep as fast. Being mentally stimulated by electronics can also keep you up at night. Therefore, try not to watch TV, play video games, go on your phone before you go to sleep. Give yourself at least 1 hour of electronic free time before going to bed. All of those previous tips aside, another thing that you really have to pay attention to is your emotional and psychological health. If you are struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, that can all contribute to you not being able to sleep properly. So if you are struggling with something mentally or emotionally, if you are fighting with someone in your life, or you are having trouble with your spouse, whatever it is, try and get to the root of the problem. If you are dealing with something like that, make sure to try and get that resolved, because it can impact how you sleep at night, whether that's mending it with the person you're fighting with or getting all of your feelings out with a therapist. That can all help. Lastly, if all of those tips aren't helping you, then I would say that the next step is to talk to your doctor. First, you would want to go to your general practitioner. Whatever advice that they can give you, maybe they can point you in the direction of a sleep specialist or rheumatologist, whatever it is. They can really help you to pinpoint what is going on and what you need to do next. For me, I have seen a doctor about my sleeping habits, and right now I am currently trying out a prescription sleeping medication. It helps me to fall asleep, but it does increase the depth of my REM sleep, which makes me feel more rested when I wake up in the morning. Now, medicine may not be for everyone. Some people don't like to put medicine in their body unless they absolutely have to, and that's completely understandable. But if you are really struggling, I think it would be wise to at least look into it, see what works for you. If you don't want to take prescription medication, one thing that you can do is take melatonin. If you didn't know, melatonin is something that naturally occurs in your brain and encourages sleep. It is what naturally makes you feel sleepy at night. For whatever reason, you may be lacking in melatonin, or maybe you just need an extra boost. So this is a completely natural option for you if you aren't into prescription medication or even over-the-counter medication. So these are a couple of options that I have right here. This one is a store brand. This one is from Sundown Naturals. They are both 5 milligram tablets. So they do have 5 milligrams, but they also have 3 milligrams. 5 milligrams, personally, I think is a pretty average amount. 3 milligrams would be good for you if you are just starting out and you want to see how it affects you. If you do take 2 of these, I would say it would probably take you like half an hour and you will feel really sleepy, but it won't feel like you're drugged like some over-the-counter medications can make you feel. It's just something that makes you feel really naturally sleepy and tired at night. So if you are someone who's into something more natural, I would look into getting some kind of melatonin dietary supplement. One of the cons that I have found with melatonin, for me personally, is that it does linger in my body longer than I would like it to. When I take melatonin at night, I usually wake up the next morning and I still feel really sleepy. Even if I have to go to school or work, it's still lingering in my body. So that personally is something that I don't like. I don't like that it takes too long for it to filter out of my body than I would prefer. So that would be one reason why you might not want to take it, but it all affects every single person differently. Those are all of the tips that I have for you today. Granted, they are not the only tips out there. If you are still struggling, I recommend looking into it online, doing your own research, figuring out what works best for you. These are just some of the tips that have helped me out, and I hope they help you as well. If you guys have any more recommendations on how to get better sleep, make sure to leave them in the comments down below to help out anyone else who watches this video. Like this video if you enjoyed it or found it helpful, and make sure to subscribe to my channel to be notified every time I upload something new. I put up new videos every single week, so be on the lookout for those. And until my next video, I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.